Hey, and welcome to the Stamp Shack. I'm working on class 5 for the Big Shot Quilt, and I wanted to show you what you were going to do to put this together. You should have all your squares ready, and you're actually going to start lining your blocks up. And the first one's going to have two 13 by 13, yeah, two 13 by 13s. I'm sorry, it's hard to show on here. Okay, there's a 13 by 13 at the bottom, and then there's the double block, and then one more 13 by 13 at the top. And what you're going to do is put the wrong sides together and put those, line those up, and then you're just going to stitch across at a 1/2 inch seam allowance there. And then you'll do the same thing on the other end. Again, put those two blocks, and you want to line them up the best you can. And you want to make sure that you go on top of the stitches that you have or near them. It doesn't have to be exactly, but hopefully you did pretty well on your 1/2 inch seam allowance. And when you open up the back, you shouldn't see, much of a seam here. You can see a little bit of my seam, but I may go back over that so I can't see that. Just a little bit over. You don't want to go too far. Okay, so that is the first side of the quilt. See if I can get back here so you can see it. Okay, and then this, I've already actually sewn these together, but what you'll do is you'll do this, I'm calling it a column. You'll do one column, and then you'll do the next column, and then you'll do the last column. So you're just going down. And then after you get that done, you will start putting your your sides together. And you'll notice here, what I did is again, I did it very similar to the way I did the way I did this, except I did it on this side, okay? And I put the columns together. Now the first thing you'll want to do is pin the top, and then you'll want to pin the bottom. And then you want to pin in between, but you want to kind of pull it tight and make sure that it fits all the way from the top to the bottom. You don't want any overhang on these. Okay, and then you're going to pin, and this is real important right here. You need to pin this down so this seam is open up. You see what I'm talking about? Make sure this is opened up when you sew it. And you'll do that on all of these, just like so. Okay, and then the last thing you'll want to do is take this last column, and you'll line these up just like this, okay, and you'll pin the top, remember, and then you'll go down and you'll pin the bottom. I need I need a cameraman. And then you'll start pinning in between to make sure this all comes together. And see how this is kind of loose? You'll pull it taut so there's no gap, and then you'll pin it, and you'll make sure to fold these down when you pin. Hope that makes sense. Once this is all put together, then you'll be ready for your next step, and I'm going to get you started on that with this this class. And I'm going to give you these are the inner border pieces, and you'll have two of these. You'll have one piece of batting, and you'll make a sandwich like you've done all along with that. And after you put those together, you will sew, and you're just going to sew strip, strip, strip. You're just going to sew lines, okay, like every 2 inches, and that will hold it together and keep it from from the batting when you wash it, from it moving around and not staying where you want it. Okay, and once we get that done, you will line this piece up with this, and you'll start again at one end, and you'll just go ahead and this is the top and the bottom. We're only going to do the top and the bottom at this class, and we'll do the sides at the next class. So you will sew this together just like we've been sewing, and you're actually going to go ahead and sew this all the way to the end, and you're not going to make it match up at the end on this one. What you will do is when you get to the end, and I don't have all of my pieces together, but let's say you'll probably have that much left over, I'm going to have you trim that off, because it's well, it doesn't matter why, except that I cut it too big on purpose, because Your seams are going to be a little off, a little different, each of you. And so you're going to have some overhang, and then we'll just trim that off with scissors. It'll make more sense once you get to that point. But anyway, I hope that this helps. I know that it's a lot of information, but it's so exciting to see it come together, and can't wait to see how yours turns out. Thank you.